Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to My Fab Chaos. Thank you for joining my evening. Hi, everybody. Hi, Brenda. I was in Pennsylvania today. I was about 20 miles outside of York, which was beautiful today. Probably about 80 degrees today. I hope everyone's enjoying their evening. I'm pretty tired, actually. Hi, Jana. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, AJ and Q. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being with me tonight. I've been looking forward to our chit chats. Where was I? Where was I, Brenda? I went on a motorcycle ride today with my husband. We left about 10:30 this morning, and we're coming from Baltimore. So we went to Pennsylvania, and we went to, where did we go? We went 20 Carlisle. That's where we went. We went to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and just got something to eat with a couple friends and enjoyed our ride back. Got back about 5:30, so it was quite a long trip, but my butt was hurting and I couldn't wait to get off that bike. And yeah, and to be back home. We've been home just a few hours, really. It feels that way. Hi, Rosemary from Texas. I bet you it's beautiful in Texas. I had a great time today. How was everybody's Easter? My Easter was good. I got to see my grandbabies. I got to see them a little later in the evening, which was a little discerning, but I got to see them all the same. Hi, Nick. Hi from Greece. I bet you it's beautiful in Greece, right? It's beautiful. It was beautiful today. I have to say, it was really, really nice. I've been trying my hands at the reels. Has anybody seen any of my reels? They're like 1 to 3 minute clips that you can put on to YouTube. And I've been really like, it's interesting to me to say the least, let's just say. So I've been learning. Your Easter was terrible, Anthony? Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Your grandmother died. I'm so sorry. I pray for your heart. I pray for peace in your heart. I know it's hard. I do. I will pray for you tonight, for sure. Everyone, let's say a prayer for Anthony. His grandmother died on Easter. I heard a really tragic story, what was it, yesterday at work. One of my friends was telling me about an Easter tragedy. Hi, Regina. And not to get off of Anthony's grandmother passing, but tragedy everywhere, right? But there was a family here in our area, and they were having Easter dinner, and the father was leaving that evening, and his little 6-year-old daughter was out with him in the yard while he was gathering everything to leave. And you probably know what I'm gonna say. He didn't see his daughter, and he ran over his daughter, and she's in critical condition. And everyone here in Baltimore is just praying for her, and it's definitely a tragedy. And that was Easter Sunday. It's just how do you come back from something like that? Hi, Caitlin. Thank you, sweetheart. Hi, Jay. Thank you. I had my hair up. Hi, Pammy. It would be next Wednesday, but the following you won't have to go to the Mayo Clinic, but you will be back. So next week you won't be seeing me, Pammy. Good luck with that, sweetheart. I hope it goes well. Yeah, it's very hard times, Anthony, but we're here for you. If you need anyone to talk to, we're here. You can chit-chat with us. I know it's hard. And thank you for being here. And just taking the time out to be here with me and everyone else. So I appreciate you very much. I hope that somehow, some way, I can take your mind off of it and maybe cheer you up a little bit. I'm not quite sure, but thank you so much. Hi, Turpy. Yes, we're sending prayers. So it's still warm here in Baltimore. I'm not quite sure. Let me see what the weather is. It was like 76 today. So it's 61 degrees right now, and that's fairly warm. Hi, Bingo's mom. Yeah. So it's been a long day and not so long of an evening, but I am happy to be here with you. Thank you so much. Hi, Jacob. But yeah, not much going on, really. Don't really have much to talk about, per se. I didn't really think of anything to talk about. I was trying to think, you know, what could I possibly bring to the table during my live streams that I like to do on Wednesday evenings? You know, there's a lot of people out here, like Anthony, who are hurting right now in the heart. And, you know, I somehow want to be a light. And I would love to be an inspiration to people and to speak inspiration. And I have so much of that in me, but it just doesn't come out unless it's prompted. And, you know, I was maybe thinking about a couple different categories that I'd like to go over and maybe bring some things to some people. Jay Smith, where did you take your motorcycle trip to? We went to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, about 20 miles outside of York, PA. It was beautiful. Thank you, Bingo's mom. You love my hair? You like the lighter color. It's come a long way. It is actually dark underneath. You'd be really surprised. And this is natural back here. So as you gray, you'll gray like up on the top, and then you'll gray last in the back. And it's so many different colors, my hair. But I had it color corrected to have like the orange taken out of my hair probably about a year ago. And I've had probably about 4 inches taken off since then to try to get rid of some of the damage, because you have to bleach out your hair. But you can see it's grown probably about that much in 2.5 years. And I was thinking, you know, I could do the mom bob and cut it, and then it would all be the same, kind of, sort of. But I don't know. I kind of like my long hair in my old age. It kind of makes me feel youthful, if you will. And when I wear my hair down, like today I had it in a ponytail. So today when I got home, I didn't get into the shower to wash my hair. So I just brushed it out. And this is the result, because you can see some of the curl pattern underneath from my ponytail. But yeah, we had a lot of fun today. Your husband works in Carlisle, Jay? That is nice. Bingo's mom, thank you so much. Hi, Ketty. Yeah, I've been thinking about cutting my hair to like about right here for years now. And I've even contemplated taking it even shorter than that. But I can't bring myself to do it. I just can't bring myself to do it. Pammy says she watched a girl do a reaction to Cat Stevens' father and son. She was just bawling. She got what I meant. I love when people get the meaning of the songs. Cat Stevens. The only one that I know of Cat Stevens is Cat in a Cradle. I'm pretty sure. Hi, Yaya. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Angela's. I don't have my TV on, so there's no flickering lights. I know a lot of people don't really enjoy those lights. I'm sitting in front of like just a regular light. I don't have a ring light right now. My ring light that lasted me a good 7 years just went up a few months back, so I haven't replaced that yet. But I hope that my color is okay. I don't tend to look good under any light at this age, I feel. But I'm embracing it all the same. Hi, Turtle X. Hi, Myra. My day was good, thank you. It was beautiful today, it really was. The weather is, like spring is here, right? I don't know where everybody's at, but here on the East Coast, spring has sprung, and it's absolutely beautiful. We had a little bit of a spring, for sure, and we're moving into summer, and you know how that works. We kind of go a couple weeks of spring, and then we jump right into summer. And we were actually 82 degrees a couple days ago, and that's pretty warm. So I'm thinking that it's probably going to be a pretty hot summer this year, considering all the winter cold, because it was extremely cold this year here in Baltimore this year for winter. We didn't get much snow, but definitely cold. Hi, G. We are in Baltimore. I'm not quite sure what is going on with my evening lives, but once again, I don't want to entertain anyone who is here for anything other than being here for me and my channel and chit-chatting, because that's what we're here for, and we don't want to waste our time with people that are here for negativity. Now, I see a lot of these comments that these individuals are sending are being reviewed. So that's a plus. And everybody was saying I needed a moderator, but it's being reviewed right now. So I don't know what's going on. But thank you, everyone. But it's okay, everyone. We're just going to ignore them, and we're going to have our chit-chat, and we're going to enjoy our live stream this evening, because I waited all week to talk to you guys, and I'm not going to ruin it for anyone. So thank you, everyone, for being here for me. And, you know, I love this. I actually really do look forward to speaking to everyone. I mean, if you have any questions for me, now's the time to ask, because I want to be as transparent as I can, and I'm here to answer any questions. You know, I'm back, and a lot of things have changed. So, yeah. Hi, Jana. It's like 80 right now. Oh, my goodness. How do I style my hair, AJ? You know, nowadays I really don't style my hair, because when you have gray hair and you've done a lot of coloring to it, you don't want to add too much heat. You don't really want to do too much to it because it's compromised. So I'm trying to let it grow, and I want to get it all one length. And it was there, but I cut it, and now it's up to there now. Like I said, I could cut it off and start from there. I don't use the blow dryer anymore. And every now and then you'll see me with a straightener, but that's every now and then, because you can actually really burn your hair when it's chemically treated the way it is. And when you have the gray in your hair, you really want to baby your gray hair. You don't want to use anything, any harsh chemicals. You don't want to use too much heat. Like, I really do try to baby my hair. I keep my hair up a lot and put it in a bun during the day, because to me, that keeps it like safe. And I don't really do much. Shampoo, condition. I use a little leave-in conditioner after I brush it out. I have naturally curly hair. You wouldn't be able to tell that, but I do. And on days like today, when I pull it back in a ponytail, it gets hit by a lot of wind. So when I get home, I'll brush it out, and this is what I have. Any given day, I probably could brush out my hair and it would turn something like this. It would have a little bit of a definition to it, but I love my hair. I have to say, I really do. And I really do enjoy having gray hair. A lot of my friends, they really don't like my hair gray, and they say that I'm doing myself no service by having the gray hair. I understand that. I'm in this body, and I see the pictures just from a couple years ago where my hair was darker, and I can clearly see the difference in the way that I look. But when I became a grandmom, I decided to embrace being a grandmother. I didn't want to be called any name other than grandma. I wanted to be true to my upbringing because I had a grandmother. I had a couple grandmothers, and I had my great grandmother until I was 19 years old. She was 98 years old when she passed away. So I was very thankful for that. And when I had my grandbaby 3 years ago, I did decide to grow my hair out. I grew it out just a couple inches, then I colored it real quick because I felt so, all my friends, especially one of my best girlfriends, she just would not let it go. She just constantly told me how old I looked and how bad I looked. And it does get to you, especially when you value someone's opinion. So I colored it brown, dark brown. It looked good, but I wasn't staying true to me. And I wanted to be gray. I wanted to embrace who I am now. And I've always kind of said, when I had my channel 45 and Fab, everybody was, a lot of people, not everybody, but you always have haters, right? And a couple of the girls would say, oh, you know, you're trying too hard. You're trying to be young. You're trying to be, 35 or whatever. And I butted that right in the, no, I am not. I'm trying to be the best 45 at the time that I could possibly be. And today, I'm trying to be the best 55. I just turned 55 in February, and I'm trying to embrace it. I don't want to get depressed. Nobody wants to get older. Hi, Susan. You'll be 56 soon, and you quit coloring your hair too. Congratulations, sweetheart. I really embrace it. Like, there is a movement out right now, and there's girls that are even younger than myself, some in their 30s, who are gray already. And years ago, when the gray hair came out and everybody was dyeing their hair gray, I envied it a lot. But a lot of my friends, my male friends especially, would tell me, you can't pull it off, Lise. And I'd be like, why can't I? They're like, because they're 20 with gray hair, and that is cool. You having gray hair wouldn't be cool. And I understand it, because if you have the beautiful skin and, you have that gray hair, it does look stunning. But at any age, I think we can look stunning at any age. I think it all comes down to the confidence and the way that you feel about yourself. I'm really not enjoying this getting old phase, but what other alternative do we have? I'm not rich. I can't go and get the surgical procedures, this, that, and the other. And really, I don't know if I would get it. I mean, I know I would get something, but I don't know what I would get. Because, the only thing that really bothers me is these lines up here, which would be Botox, right? And then my saggy skin here. But if you know me, you probably would know why I have that. And I'll let you in on a little secret. So, when I was younger, my parents lived on a farm, okay? We had well water. Now, do you know what well water is? It's basically untreated water. Now, the majority of people in the United States drink city water, if you will. It's cleaned through their city, pumped through the pipes, and brought to you. that would be considered city water here. And that's what we have. We have a plant, it filters it, runs it to us. I wasn't raised with that. I was raised with a pump where, you had to go outside. You didn't have a toilet, so you had to use an outhouse, which was just basically a little house with, I'm not really sure, but it was so well made because my grandparents and my parents had land and this is how they lived, that it had a place for you to sit. It had a toilet seat on it. This is what I remember. And not from when I was a little kid, but from when I was an adult, because we did go back there. And I think there was a bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket underneath of that seat. And it was a wood carved seat with just amazing. But the well water, you would have to walk outside and pump your water from a well. And it tasted funny. It would turn your hair orange. It would turn your skin. It would stain anything, your clothes, anything that it touched and sat on, it would stain. I'm not sure if anyone's experienced well water. We still have well water here in Baltimore in certain counties. Fortunately, I don't have well water. I have the city water. So I'm pretty happy about that. But we still don't drink the city water. We still have to buy it in a bottle because I would never drink it. Hi, Jake. Hi, Christy. Well, thank you, Christy. She says, gray hair is a crown of honor, and I will wear it proudly, for sure. I'm looking forward to it. I like it. I've had it cut quite a bit. I've had about 4 inches cut off in the last year, and I hate that, but it needed to go because it looked terrible. You just couldn't do anything with it. I couldn't wear it down because it would be like blown out at the bottom. So, yeah. But I was thinking about taking it up. Hi, Jana. You had well water when you were younger, too? You used outhouse. Not too many people are familiar with that, especially today. Maybe down south a little bit. And yeah, maybe down there. I'm sure my father, if he was still alive, he would have had one of those at his farm, if you will, in West Virginia. So I'm sure there's some outhouses and wells in West Virginia. Yes, water is good for the body. Hi, Callie. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you for joining me. I missed you last week. I'm not sure. Let's see what we got here. So I'm playing with my... You made handmade soap. Callie Chaos made some handmade soap. Well water is the best. Wow. I know you live in California. You made handmade soap with well water? And well water is the best? Why? Because it has so many minerals in it? Is that what it is? I'm curious. San Diego's in the house. I have a cousin that's in San Diego. He actually had really bad time with the Palisades fires. He just split up with his wife, and his wife was watching over the house in San Diego. And supposedly they did things to safeguard their home. It's naturally purified. So well water is naturally purified. I don't think our well water and your well water are the same. Yeah, because naturally purified, wouldn't that be spring water? Because well water has a lot of minerals in it. And we have to actually use a filter that's on our faucet, whether it's in our washing machine or the tub or the sink, we have to use a filter to filter out those minerals. Yeah, iron. Thank you, Henry. It's iron that's in there. That's right. It turns yellow. It gives you like a yellow tinge on everything. But yeah, so to get back to the well water, I had well water as a child, and well water does not do a damn thing good for your gums. So 5 years of well water, and my gums were reacting. So my mother found out that I had gingivitis. Gingivitis is a gum disease. And every time I would brush my teeth as a young child, and sometimes still as an adult, my teeth bleed. And with that said, it's not good for your teeth. Basically, it ruins your teeth. And I have no teeth back here. No teeth at all. Now, mind you, I was a runaway at a young age, and I was on my own out there on the streets for 3 years of my life, and I imagine that did not help my teeth. With that said, when I got older, I lost a lot of my molars. So when you lose molars, your skin sags. And unfortunately, like I said, I can't afford it. I can't afford to pin it up because, of course, gosh, that takes 10 years off, right? I can't do it. But they have a lot. Well, thank you, Henry. I'm sorry you feel that way. And what else? Hi, Abdus. Fluoride is in public water. It ruins ours. So fluoride's in our public water. It ruins ours, sadly. Yes, fluoride, me and my husband had this conversation this morning. Fluoride is in our well water. And you can actually, is in our city water. And you can actually smell it as well as taste it. I don't like that. That's why we don't drink out of the faucet. And if we do drink water from the faucet, we will boil it before we drink it. So that's what we have to do. Your dentist told you that fluoride in our public water ruins ours. So fluoride in the public, what did your dentist tell you, Callie? That fluoride in the public water ruins your teeth? That's interesting. I have my teeth. I have them. But, your teeth get old too. And if you're young and you're on this feed right now, take care of your teeth. That means brushing them 3 times a day, flossing. Flossing is so important. That's what my dentist told me. Do not chew a lot of gum. You want to know why? Or eat a lot of candy. I'll tell you, I learned that the hard way. Because your teeth will space. Your teeth will space, and you'll get spaces in between your teeth. I never had this gap in the middle of my teeth. Never. But because I don't have any molars here, now as I age, you lose bone loss. So your teeth begin to spread. And that's what's going on. And I'm not putting no false teeth in my mouth, and I am certainly not getting, what do they call them? Yeah, we're not doing that. What do they call them? They actually embed them into your gums. See, there's another message held for review. I wonder what that means. Implants, yes. No implants for me. They look scary, right? Not to mention they're probably about $75,000, and that's no joke. I have heard a lot of people talk about their beautiful teeth and how much they paid for them. And if I was rich, hell yeah, I'd have some beautiful teeth. But I'm not rich. You got one, Jen? Was it painful? And it's permanent, so it's like your real teeth, right? You don't have to worry about it breaking or anything like that. You don't have to take it out. You're a dental assistant, CC? They run about $4,000 to $5,000 a piece. $4,000 to $5,000 a piece? He did good, just scary. Hi, honey. Yeah, I don't know. I have what they call a flapper. I have a flapper, so I'm missing one of my teeth right here. And it's called a flapper. It's just a tooth that sits up in there. And I actually want to do a video on something like that. I don't know. You know I love to throw myself under the bus. Myra Gomez asked an interesting question. Do you prefer to cut men's hair or women's hair? I'm sorry, I missed that question. Hi, April. Yeah, I prefer to cut men's hair. It's just easier. I've cut females' hair. I did that for about 10 years in the beginning. I colored, permed, cut, styled, proms, weddings. I don't prefer it. Updos, roller sets underneath the... No, that's not me. I don't prefer it. I would rather do military haircuts. I do freehand flat tops. I do skin fades, you name it. I'd rather do that. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me take you with me. Hold on. I need some water. Sorry. I need some water. My tea wasn't doing it. And I brought my tea bag out to show you what I was drinking. I was drinking hibiscus tea. TBH. TBH. To be... I don't even know what the hell TBH means, Callie. You didn't have to filter anything for yours. You drink spring water from a cave that was naturally purified, but only did that maybe 1 to 2 times a year. Yes, I've seen that actually. You can drink naturally filtered water if it's ran through rocks, right? I see a lot of that in West Virginia. Yeah. I don't think we have that here. Well, I mean, we might. My God. To be honest. Jennifer, what am I missing, guys? I'm so far behind. I'm sorry. Let me run through these. They screw in the jaw. You paid $17.50 in Mexico. I've heard about people going to Mexico and other places. Mexico's really big for that, isn't it? Really cheap. $17.50. That's about what they wanted for one tooth. $17.50. They run about $4 to $5 grand a piece. That is amazing. Jennifer, he took my... What are you saying, Jennifer? He took my plasma and put it in there to help with the healing. Wow. So far, so good. But I got bad teeth after. I had lost a baby. I'm sorry. And being so anemic. I need new teeth probably. Yeah, believe it or not, some of us actually have really, really strong teeth. My husband right now, his teeth are perfect, and he's never had braces, nothing. I'm amazed. Thank you, everybody. You drink water from a glass. Wait a minute. You drink water from glass bottles only because sister got cancer. Long story short. So I told my husband to stop drinking. He drinks them. Then he puts them back in the refrigerator. Then he goes back to it. I told him stop that because the plastic could be leaching into the water. And that's what I think, because this isn't BPA free now, is it? And we're always worried about BPA free plastic at the Dollar Tree, but this isn't BPA free. So, yeah. Or is it? Like, who likes Robert Kennedy Jr.? Does anybody like him? You know, he's an interesting man, to say the least. But he's got big things going on for California. How about you, Cali Chaos? Hi, Anamika. I am doing fine. Thank you so much, sweetheart. That's including the crown that goes on top. CC, did you tell me how much you paid for something? Oh my God, I am so far behind. I am so far behind. I can't do anything with these comments here that are coming through that I really don't want to see, but he's right on many. Oh my God, my brother. Oh my goodness, Tiki. I'm so sorry. Tiki just lost her brother. He was 43. I'm so sorry for your loss, sweetheart. I'll be praying for you. Terrible. Hi, Gretchen. Oreo. Microplastics taste good. Thank you so much, Callie. Thank you for your sweet comments. You love RFK. Yes. Yes, especially for trying, right? Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I like RFK. RFK. I like Robert Kennedy. I like, you know, I think they give him a hard time. They give him a hard time. I don't know. Him and his sister are definitely interesting to me. They both are very interesting to me. He does have a lot of great points with the food. I really do enjoy what he's saying about the food. They are actually getting ready to take all the food crap, all the dyes, that yellow number 5 and the red number 4 and all that crap that's causing us cancer. They're getting ready to take that out of our cereals. I have not touched Fruit Loops for a very long time, and I love some Fruit Loops. People do hate the truth, Callie, and they hate people that tell the truth. I mean, there's many of a person that's had to fight themselves through telling the truth and being, I mean, just look at our man Jesus. He is trying to clean our food up. He's trying to help us. Oh, you get it, yes. And there are so many things that your child can't have, Callie Chaos. Now, since he is autistic, correct? Like, I learned this from, I have a friend that has an autistic son. I learned this from a star who had an autistic son. And she actually said that changing his diet helped him. And it was like gluten-free and all that stuff. I was impressed by that. Yep. This is my son. Oh, yes. So we're going to clean our food up, right? And we want to see some damn results. I'd like to live at least 20 more years. Hi, Mustangs from Idaho. It is hard. He's a young adult now. Hi, Kathy. You don't think they can use BPA plastics unless they print it on the bottles. But either way, BPA or BPA free, they've got to have it printed on the item. Yeah, DT's got rid of the BPA plastics. You can still see some of the BPA plastics at the local Dollar Tree. No, I'm wrong. You can still find the plastics with the BPA free sticker on it. They sold those BPA plastics for like 1 cent when they were selling out, if you remember years ago. Yes. I got my girls here. You guys can help each other out. Isn't that a wonderful thing? You know, it is a small world, and a lot of us do have a lot of things in common. You know, that's the wonderful world with YouTube. We can touch each other, and, you know, you're all the way across the United States, Callie, and we can speak, and we can learn about each other, and we can be friends and care and be there for each other. Isn't that a wonderful thing? It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Arizona. Got Arizona in the house. You going to bed, Yaya? Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for stopping in, honey. Sweet dreams, okay? I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time, okay? Thank you for all your lovely comments and all your support. It means a lot. Thank you, everybody. Oh, thank you, Callie. I'm thankful for you, sweetheart. I'm thankful for everyone that wants to tune into my chaos. I mean, I'm just an average girl. I'm like everyone else in this world. I just have I don't know, a thing. I don't know. Everybody's like, how do you do it, Lisa? You make it look so easy. You look like you've been doing this for years. I don't know where this came from. I want to touch people. I want to speak to people. I want to share what I have inside. You know, I don't know. I really do. I hope that, you know, in the next 10 years of my life, I can continue with my YouTube and I can touch lives younger than me and I can help them, like I said before, like I will continue to say, help them from making many mistakes in their life or just try to be something. You know, there's a lot of people in this world that don't have anybody. And all it takes is one person to care, one person. And I don't think it even matters if they are across the world, right? I don't think it matters. It's just knowing that someone's there. "20 years, we need you." Yeah, I'd love to think that I'm going to be here for another 20 years, to be honest with you. You know, the reality is, you know, in the world that we live in, we were just talking about the food, and you know that I smoke my cigarettes. The reality is some of us abuse our bodies. You know, I didn't abuse my body when I was a young girl. I've never really had any problems with drug and alcohol. I've never had to worry about anything other than my mental health. I always used to brag, especially in my older age, where I see a lot of my friends where their bodies are beaten up, where they can barely get out of bed, or, you know, they have some type of ailment that struck them in their 55 years, and, you know, life is not the same for them. And that's true for a lot of people in this world. But there's some people like myself who, my body's not badly beaten. I can still do jumping jacks and I can run and I feel like I could tussle up in a fight if I had to. But what's not good is my mental stability, because life has really beat me up, right? And I've beat myself up. So my body's not broken, but my brain's broken. And it's just a little joke with myself. And, it is a joke, but that's the way I feel. I jump out of bed like I used to, and I do the same things physically that I used to, but mentally, I am definitely a different person. Uh, 55 is definitely better, but I've had to fight my way to 55. Yes, I went to catechism. Thank you, Pammy. Um, I I did go through catechism. I went through catechism when my daughter was a year old, and I became Catholic. I did everything that I was supposed to do. Yeah. Are you Catholic? Thank you, AJ. Callie, your dad lived to be 95 and he smoked. You know, I have a grandmother. I had a grandmother. My mother's mother. She lived to be 100 years old. She quit smoking when she was 65 years old. She had throat cancer when she was 60, and she had cancer removed out of her throat. 65, she decided to quit smoking after she told everybody she quit. That woman lived to be 100 years old, and the last 10 years of her life, the only thing wrong with her was she had dementia. I don't want dementia because I don't want to forget all my memories, but I have plenty of journals that I've been keeping for that particular moment. I will be reading about someone that is myself, but I will not know. And I'm okay with that because this girl here has got some pretty good stories. So my journals are filled, and I've been keeping journals since I was 15 years old for that reason. And remember. So I hope I don't get dementia. No. Thank you, everybody. I love the chit chat that's going on here. I mean, everybody's talking to each other, talking to me. This is great. I'm so glad everybody's enjoying this. It really is a great thing to just meet up once a week. I'm really enjoying this. I can see everybody else is too. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry, but these little these are going a mile a minute. That's why I'm missing all kind of good stuff. And I'm trying to keep up with this, but I'm not doing a good job. But yeah. It's a little warm in here. I don't have anything on. I probably need a fan on. Has anybody turned the AC on? I've been hearing stories about people asking questions. Are you turning your AC on? When should we turn? Hell no. My husband's been trying to pressure me about the AC. When do you turn the AC on? He's probably going to try to get me next month to turn it on. I'm sure. I know. The Pope passed. Rest in peace. Bless his heart, right? That was, I tell you, I liked Pope John Paul. He was my favorite Pope of all time. He really was. This Pope, I didn't really have a relationship with him. I didn't get to know him or anything. Was he Polish? I think he probably was Polish, right? Hi, Daisy. You're in Florida with the AC on. Now, I know you're right. I know you're in Florida with the AC on. That's why I'm not in Florida right now. I thought I was going to end up in Florida in my old age, and I don't think I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to. It's just way too hot down there. And I know you can retrieve with the AC, but the problem with that is I want to get out and enjoy outside in my old age. And I don't think I'm going to be able to enjoy 80, 90-degree weather, at 65 years old. You're going to broke in Cali. I know you are, Cali. You go broke here too, sweetheart, but not as quickly down over there. 400 in electric. Now, Me personally, I live in an apartment complex that would probably be considered a low income because I have my gas and electric included in my rent, and it's still expensive. Expensive. They're raising it up $200. My next lease, I don't even know if I'm going to stay here. I haven't even been here for a year. The place isn't even really worth what I'm paying. I think I might be spoiled. But no way. I cannot believe the prices of everything. And it's not just where we're living if you don't own your own home. It's your food, it's your car insurance. Don't buy a car in the state of Maryland and try to put it on the road. My daughter did that. It cost her $1,000. It shouldn't cost that when the vehicle is a gift. It is absolutely ridiculous. Yes, he was Polish too. Yes. Pope John Paul II. You're exactly right. My mother loved him. Hi, Melissa. Yeah, I don't believe in all that stuff. So we'll say bye to that. Your husband is always hot and I'm always cold. And that's my problem too, Jay. Right now, he is in the bedroom with his fan blowing on him. I'll go in there. It's like a tornado. I swear to you. It's like a tornado. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Sometimes I'm out here on the couch. I don't want to deal with it. I'm just not feeling it sometimes. I don't like it. He likes to have a little bit of a light at nighttime. I don't. I raised my daughter with no light, no sound. Shut those lights off. We don't need to hear anything. It's time to go to bed. I know I'm right, Callie. Hi, Cheetah. The Cheetah Channel. I love that. The Cheetah Channel. What is my favorite anime? I don't know. I don't know exactly what anime is, and I apologize. I believe anime is a cartoon. Correct me if I'm wrong. And is it a Japanese cartoon? Don't laugh at me. Oh my goodness, try living in Michigan, Pammy says. You're barely 50 degrees. My brother is up in Massachusetts, and I looked to see what his temperature was. 55 today in Massachusetts. I had 76 degrees here. Hi, Tolliver. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to My Fab Chaos tonight. We're coming up on the last 10 minutes of our little chit-chat here. I love to do my live streams. I believe this is my 5th live stream thus far, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I like to keep it at least an hour. It's pretty late, right? 10 o'clock's pretty late. And I'm getting ready for bed just like everyone else. And I've got my tea. I love the chit-chat. Thank you, everybody. Jana, you don't like a fan either. Or a ceiling fan. Me neither. You get sick some way. Yes. I'm weird too. Callie, your husband loves a fan one too. Me too. I know. What's up with us women? I used to love The Walking Dead, Bingo. Bingo's mom. Did I watch till the end? Yes, I did. And I also watched a lot of their little, like Negan had his own little skit. And then Daryl had his own little skit. And I tried to watch those, but they weren't as interesting. But yes, I did watch it all the way to the end. Hi, Tina. Hi, Lynn. McKinley Lynn. I love that. Hi, Marlene. Hi, everybody. Thank you for chit-chatting with me this evening. I've got my tea. I don't have my coffee tonight. I decided to do a caffeine-free evening. I was on the motorcycle today. It's been a long day, so we're going to try to wind down a little bit. Yes, I'm correct. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Whoop, whoop. Hi, Tina. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you, honey. I'm here. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I tell you, it's been tough here on YouTube. I don't remember it being this tough, right? That's okay. We're tougher, right? We're tougher. We've grown thicker skin since 10 years ago and thicker skin since 5 years ago. So we're working on it. We're just going to keep on trampling on. I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep on keeping on. I hope that everybody finds my channel interesting. You know, I try to bring you things that I enjoy and that I hope that you might enjoy, because I figure if I enjoy it, especially like my sourdough, that you would enjoy it. And I hope everybody has at least taken down that recipe, because it is a good recipe. Good night, Cece. Good night, Callie, baby. Good night. It's about that time, right? Oh, you've been watching me forever, Tina. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm trying. I'm gonna keep on keeping on. You know, it's everything. It's just really new to me. That, you know, YouTube has changed a lot. It's changed a lot in 10 years. It's changed a lot in 5 years. And the last time that I really was the last time that I was really uploading was 2 years ago. So a lot of things have changed in 2 years. So I'm trying to learn. I get my daughter to help me sometimes. She's pretty good with that. And she's trying to work on her own things also. Hi, Amanda. You've been subscribed to me since 45 and Fab. I have a lot of my OGs here this evening. Thank you. This is our meetup on Wednesday evenings at 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Can you imagine? Daisy's Adventures. Thank you, Callie. Thank you, sweetheart. From the bottom of my heart. You guys warm me up so much. Me, Pammy. Of course you. Yes. Yes, Callie. Yes. I've got so many. I've got so many. And, you know, I always remember your names. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of names that if I see your name, I'll remember you from 45 and Fab. I used to, and I still do, read every single comment. And that's bad for you, really. That can be really bad for your security. Like, yeah. But I used to do it, and I felt the need to. And, you know, now I try to address every single comment, because when I didn't address my comments on 45 and Fab, you wouldn't believe how many, like, people hated that. They hated that. Hi, Shiva. Hi, V. So much going on. So much. Love you guys. I really do. I thank you every day for just being here with me, for supporting me, for all your lovely comments, for all your, you know, I take criticism too, and I'm not afraid of criticism. So if you think I need to do something, you might want to integrate some type of video, you think I might be good for some type of video, whatever it may be, I love to hear everybody's feedback. I am good with that. And I'd love to incorporate some of those things that you love and that you might want to see me do. I've been thinking of all kind of things. You tried watching the spin-offs too? Yeah, I couldn't watch the spin-offs. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm lost here. I'm kind of lost. God bless. Love everybody. You wish me well. Stay strong. We're all going to try to stay strong. You have a memory the size of a walnut. Pammy, sometimes I feel the same damn way sometimes. It's like I remember things from 25 years ago, but yesterday or this morning, I can't remember. That's crazy. I don't know if it's setting us up for something or not. Yep. Thank you, everybody. I must have been going over an hour, because I'm noticing my live says 60 minutes right now, but normally it says 1. So I'm not sure. Should we keep on going? You have a great memory. It scares you. It scares you what you can remember. Well, it used to scare me what I could remember. I could remember all the way back to when I was 3 years old. Not so much anymore. But like I said, that short-term memory thing is no joke. And I think that it has a lot to do with menopause. Because isn't your brain a little bit more cloudy with the menopause? Yeah, I definitely think that. Yeah, we know. 3 years old, too. Tolliver, you can remember 3 years old, too. I swear to you, I can remember. I hope. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, I am dead serious. I want to be here for the younger and for the old, for girls my age. Like, let's age together, right? Like, let's talk about it. Let's age together. I have no problem with that. I have made some wonderful friends here on YouTube through my 10 years of being here, off and on, if you will, because I haven't been here a consecutive 10 years, because Lord knows we wouldn't be sitting right here right now, would we? But you know, life's grand. It's not bad at all. I can't complain. Hi, Zelda. From China. Wow. I love everybody's names. Some of us don't use our names, and I thought really hard on my names, both 45 and Fab Chaos. I'm kind of glad that I don't have to type you. Some of you are really good typers. Tolliver. I don't know. We're here at an hour. Should we stay? Should we continue? I'm not sure if I went over or if I did exactly an hour and I just clicked out. Tolliver, you'll be 40 this year? That's a wonderful age, babe. You think when you were in your 20s? It's really? I've heard that. Well, no, it couldn't have been. Because I started my channel, if I'm not mistaken, June of 2015. Yeah, 2015. Ontario, Canada. Hi, Phyllis. I knew Canada would come in. Love you. They've got a Canadian flag and an American flag hanging as you, I think it's, I'm not really sure, going into Pennsylvania. I think it's 122. I could be wrong, but I know where it's York Barbell. York Barbell, you can see from the Beltway, Pennsylvania Beltway, and they are flying the Canadian flag and the American flag, and I thought that was just wonderful. And I wondered, does Canada fly American flags? You were 30 then. Yes, you were. Up 83. No, I was up 83 today. I don't think it's up 83. I could be wrong. But if you saw it, Jay, if you saw them two flags together at York Barbell, then yes, that was on 83. A 2-hour live stream, Jana? It might be me and you at the end, sweetheart. And that's okay, right? Baltimore is so beautiful, Tolliver. Where in Baltimore have you been? I would love to know that. Because being from Baltimore, I don't think it's that beautiful, honey. Not Baltimore. Now, we have a lot of beautiful places here in Maryland. We have farms. We have Amish. We have, gosh, we have all kind of stuff. It is a wonderful state. Baltimore, Baltimore on the other hand, we have Baltimore County and Baltimore City. Baltimore County, I think, is better than Baltimore City. That's where I live, Baltimore County. But it's Baltimore all the same. It's pretty tough here. Maryland, yes, you love Maryland. We go to upper state Maryland, where you can actually go to the corner of Maryland if you went west. We have a corner, and that corner, when you are standing on that corner, you're actually standing. You can walk in a circle and walk Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia, Maryland. So you can hit 3 states in a matter of 12 inches. And we love that. Cumberland's up there. Hi, Amanda. You lived around Owens Mills, a beautiful area there. Now, that is what we would consider here, and that's Baltimore. It is, Owens Mills is, can I say yuppie? Owens Mills is a little bit more pricier than down here where I'm at. And that's a good thing, right? So we traveled to Owens Mills. You can see York Barbell from 83. That's exactly where it is, Jay. You didn't notice the flags. I wonder if it was the day. I tried to get pictures. I tried to get a picture of it. You were there in 2023. You saw our waters. Did you go to Ocean City? Did you see our ocean? Because I know a lot of people enjoy our Ocean City. And you used to live in Owens Mills, Amanda. Twin Bridges. Pammy, you say that there's Michigan is connected by a 5-mile bridge. I didn't know that. Michigan is connected by a 5-mile bridge. Now, you're up there with all the Great Lakes, right? Hi, Medium. What's it look like? I don't know about that, Pammy. Tolliver, what's Twin Bridges? That's a good one. Oh, I figured something out right here. I can hide people from my channel. You drove through in a big truck from Tennessee. No other way to do it, right? Hell. Had everything. Big cab in the back. You could sleep in it, eat in it, right? Hi, Amanda. In Columbia and Hagerstown. Columbia was definitely better than Hagerstown. Columbia right now is, again, what we would consider more expensive, more nicer. Columbia Mall, like, yeah, you're going to spend some money there. Hagerstown, not so much. That is probably one of the worst cities here in Maryland. Yep, Lake Superior. You're pretty sure it's in Maryland. Twin Bridges? I think you're right, honey. If I asked if my husband was up right now, he would tell me that where it was at. I've heard of something that has to do with bridges, but I'm not sure. Lake Superior, yep. And Huronond, Erie. So in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken, from my school days, you do have 3 Great Lakes around you, right? Or, gosh, is this going to turn into a school evening? Yeah, Amanda, it is beautiful all over Maryland. You know, I live here, so I'm not partial. You'd think I would be partial, but I have seen a lot. I have seen, you know, I wouldn't say a lot, but at least 10 different states in the United States and I could probably say 9 out of those 10 were better than us. I don't know about that. It's a very tall bridge. I love going across it, seeing all the big ships. Tall bridge. You know, we lost. Did you guys hear that we lost our bridge this year? Our bridge got hit by basically a giant cargo ship, and it took down the Key Bridge. I'm actually maybe 15 minutes from the Key Bridge, and devastating for us Marylanders. It's something that I was raised with that I didn't particularly enjoy, but I went over it. I drove over it by myself. It was here all my life. And then one morning, we woke up and it was gone. It was gone. Devastating. It has completely devastated a lot of people here in Maryland that work on that side of town, because now we cannot take the bridge. We have to go completely around the Beltway. You're putting yourself 45 minutes to an hour out of your way. So a lot of people. Yes, Jana, several people died. We had 2 crews up there on there. I think it was like 6 men, I think. And I don't think anybody survived. I think there was 1 man that survived, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's still something that we're talking about today, that people are dealing with today. It's really a travesty. It really was. I'm curious to see what they were going to do now and what kind of bridge they're going to, because our car insurance, everything that has to do with our vehicle has skyrocketed, and we think it's because we're going to pay for this bridge, even though Biden came over and he said, "Oh, we're going to take care of it. Don't worry about anything." Yeah, Hi, Amanda. You've been all over. Thank you for your service, sweetheart. And I love traveling too. North Carolina so far. Wow. What was my favorite? Out of all the states that I've ever been to, I tell you, I can't help it. West Virginia. I absolutely, and maybe that's the little redneck in me, but I love West Virginia. It is absolutely beautiful. Texas was your favorite, Tolliver? Yeah, I know. Me neither, Jay. We can't go there, honey. Maybe, yeah. Good night, Pammy. Thank you, sweetheart, for stopping in. I hope to see you next week, honey. Good night, baby. Yeah, Tolliver, I love West Virginia. I try to go through there a couple times a year. Thank you, honey. It is beautiful. My husband took me to Luray Caverns. I think it was last year. I didn't even want to go to Luray. I wanted to keep on going, because the way that the people live in West Virginia, and yeah, some are crazy, but what's wrong with living the way you want to live? Buying a piece of land, putting a home on it, and living the way you want to live. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, I understand there's some people that are big time eyesores. I see it all the time. I was on the bike today, and there's one particular house. We go on the same route sometimes when we go certain places. This house, it just gets worse and worse. But the whole front of the yard, everything, is packed. Packed. You've been to Luray Medium? It's beautiful. I love to find, they have like a shop in Luray. Before you go into Luray Caverns, you can go into like the store, and they have all the stones and crystals and everything. You would be amazed at what comes out of the mountains of West Virginia. You have family in Martinsburg? I would imagine I just went through there. I swear to you. I was just in West Virginia just a few days ago. I went to Harper's Ferry. Thank you so much, Val. Thank you, sweetheart. You've been there too, Jay. Hi, baby love. I do too, Callie. Like, you only have one life, and I don't think anyone has the right to tell you how to live. I don't care who they are, okay? That's who I am. I'm my own person, first and foremost. And, yeah, I've been my own person since I was 14 years old, and nobody's going to tell me what to do. I might consider it, but you're not going to tell me what to do. A lot of people know me to be very stubborn. And I can't help it. It's not changing anytime soon. Shenandoah. Yep. Shenandoah Valley. You went to the Shenandoah Park. Riding on the motorcycle to Luray Caverns in the fall. I'm telling you, it is absolutely amazing. I've never been to the park. I've never rode through Shenandoah Valley, but I've hit parts of it riding on that motorcycle. I hit the Appalachian Trail a lot. I can tell you exits, entrances, you name it. But Shenandoah Valley, it's just mountain. I think, oh, I did a video last time I went to Shenandoah, but I did not put it up. I did not get enough. It was kind of a cloud-covered day, but the trees in the fall time in Shenandoah is absolutely beautiful. Hatfield and McCoy trails to ride side by side in West Virginia. Yup. Thank you, Callie. I've got Jenny from Southern California. Callie, you've got a friend here. Jenny from Southern California. Say hi, everybody. Jenny, where you at? I've got a friend of mine here from Cali. You're getting more and more stubborn, Jana. Oh, girl, it gets worse. I'm an overthinker too. It's really one of my bad qualities. I can overthink for sure. And I can make up scenarios in my head about what exactly is going on and really truly believe it too. If I'm stressed and somebody puts me through it, oh boy. It's an off-road park. Wow. Hi, Jenny, where you at? Callie's in San Diego. How you doing over there in California? I know you guys are doing wonderful with your beautiful weather all year long. Where you at, Jen? You'll try to think of every, paralyzation through analyzation. Isn't that something? That is true. I don't think I get paralyzed because, boy, I used to think I was more Italian than what I am because I had my DNA done recently and I found out I'm only 23%, what am I? 23% Sicilian. I am more English than anything. And my maiden name is Gentry. And you can't get too much more English than that. Let me see if I can pull that up. SoCal, near the mountains. San Diego is near the mountains. Let me see if I can find, and I knew that because my cousin, OMG. Callie, do you have one of those homes where you can actually look down on the valley? Beautiful. Oh my God, it's so pretty. So pretty. California is beautiful. I think if I ever made it to California, I never want to leave. I've been wanting to go to California since I was 15 years old. I was talked out of I was talked out of hitchhiking to California when I was 15. I would have been dead. I know I would have. Albuquerque in the house. You don't know much about your family, Amanda? You're originally from Marion, Ohio. A lot of people from Ohio. Ohio's very, what's the word? Usually everybody moves out of everybody moves out of Ohio and moves to different states. I knew a lot of people in Florida from Ohio. Yes, you do live in the mountains to the ocean. Yep, beautiful. Breaking Bad, Tolliver, I love that one too. I loved Breaking Bad. You've got Irish, English blood, more Irish than English. Cherokee blood. I thought for sure I had some no, I want to say Cherokee, but I don't know. My father told me that I had Cherokee in me. I didn't find any Cherokee. I didn't find any Cherokee. New York in the house. Hi, Tina. Let me see if I can find my ancestry so I can. That probably wasn't it. Where is my ancestry? Dutch German. Beautiful. Native American. Wow. Hi, Ms. Pretty lady. So let's see. I did Ancestry. I didn't do the 23andMe, and I heard that everybody got hacked. Let me see. DNA. Inheritances. Like, these are my countries that I come from. Let me see if I can pull up. Pull up what I am. Oh my goodness, I can't pull it up. Albuquerque, New Mexico, where Breaking Bad was filmed. Yup. 25% Korean, 25% Japanese, 50% German. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful combination. Let me get it. Let me find it. Why is this not showing me? There we go. Okay, everybody. Your dad is Spanish. Wow, Callie. Look at those genes, girl. Damn. You've got that beautiful dark skin, I bet. Okay, everybody. So here's Lisa in a nutshell. I am 29% English, Northwestern Europe. I am 26% Southern Italian and the Eastern Mediterranean. I am 22% Germanic Europe, 10% Scottish, 6% Irish, 3% Malta, which is an island, a Greek island actually. And I think Malta is Greek, or maybe Malta isn't Greek. Malta is a region, a Mediterranean archipelago between Sicily and North Africa. That's what my grandma didn't like. And last but not least, I am 2% Balkans, which I believe is Greek. It's the Greek island, like Balkan Island. I'm Balkan, whatever the heck that is, 2%. So that's me. I thought for sure I was more Italian 6% Irish. I thought I had a little bit more Irish in me because my mother is 50% Irish. Her father was full-blood Irish. Thank you, Callie. You love your mom's side since 1650. Wow. You can read in here. It says that my father's side of the family, you can see when you do your ancestry, it tells you what parent you take after, and I was taking after my father. My father was the English side, and he was Virginia and Eastern Kentucky settler. So I had southeastern Kentucky and southwestern Virginia border settlers. So that's where my ancestors settled, probably the Appalachian Mountains, and that's why I'm so damn weird. And I got that juju in me or something. I don't know. Got something in me. And I love all those tinctures and anything you can find outside to give you medicine. Instead of taking the damn medicine they sell you over the counter that's going to kill us quicker than eating damn bark. What DNA thing did I do? I did Ancestry.com. I didn't do the 23andMe. I heard 23andMe got hacked or something, and they put everybody's information out there or something like that. It took me a long time to even agree to do it. I'd wanted to do it for a long time, but I said no because I thought you had to do it with your blood. You don't have to do it with your blood. You just spit in this little tube and send it to them. But my daughter bought it for me for Christmas, and I recently bought hers for Christmas also. And I was surprised, but she doesn't take after me. She takes up after her father. She takes after her father, guys. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And my daughter has Spanish in her, and I did not know she was Spanish. I don't have Spanish, but she has Spanish. And that comes from her dad's side. Fernando, how are you from Brazil? I'm on no meds too. Remember when I used to eat parsnips on the patio? Yes, I do. Rosemary, thank you so much for remembering those memories. I wish I had those videos to share and continue to share with the world. Those videos were hacked when my channel 45 and Fab was hacked about 5 or 6 years ago. My channel was hacked. I had 28,000 subscribers that were stolen, 640 videos that were taken down, and 5 years of memories that you couldn't replace. I had to take a break, had to recover from that. It took a lot out of me. It was a lot of work. I had a lot of memories on those videos of my child when she was young, as well as my father before he passed. I talked about all kinds of things, and I still hear a lot of people tell me, Lise, you helped me through so many different things in my life, and I wish I had those videos to go back on and for you to touch base with when you felt bad. I touched on a lot of different bases with 45 and Fab. I have not done that this time. I hope to continue my journey and to find exactly where I want to go on my channel. And I think that, you guys are going to dictate that to me because I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you want to see from me. And, yeah. Hi, Nicole and James. Thank you so much, Bo. Thank you, Bo. Hi, Kimmy. 23andMe was going out of business, so they started selling everyone's information. Exactly. I'm so glad I didn't do that. I'm so glad she didn't buy me a 23andMe. Mm. Thank you, Fernando. Yeah, you know, what to do, guys. Look, we've got 90 minutes here. Are we going a little too far with this? I know I'm tired, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to make it too long. Again, I just love talking to everybody. I love hearing what everybody's got to say and knowing where everybody's from and just touching base with everybody. I love how everybody this evening is talking with each other. I think that's a great thing. I think it's a great thing, and I appreciate everybody being here with me. Have I ever been to Arizona, you ask? I have been to I have flown over Arizona. I've flown over the southern, I want to say Arizona. Was that Arizona? No, it was Colorado. Arizona. You know, I've been to Las Vegas. I flew to Las Vegas. Then I took a helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is in Colorado. No, I've never been to Arizona. I would love to go to Arizona. It's beautiful from what I can see. It is a turquoise state. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can probably get some really decent turquoise jewelry there, right? Wonderful. I am off work tomorrow, Jana. Back to work for a 10-hour day on Friday. I'm what they call semi-retired. I'm what I call semi-retired at 55. I refuse to work 40 hours a week. I refuse to give up my life as I know it. Like, I refuse to work that goddamn hard. I've been working that hard all my life. I don't want to do it anymore. I work 3 days a week. I work one 10-hour day, I work one 7-hour day, and I work one 6-hour day. And that's enough for me. That's enough chaos for me. I've been doing this for 36 years. I don't want to do it no more. I just want to stop. Ohio. What am I planning on my next video? Yes, you'd love Sedonia. I probably would. I've heard of that. That's a good thing and a bad thing, Tolliver. So am I you still have your barbershop? No, I don't have my barbershop no more. We had to go out of business last year because we could not hold on any longer. The pandemic completely took us out. We were out of work for 4 months. It put a hurting on the business. We lost 40% of our clientele. I mean, I'm talking 40%. That's no joke. We did not open, so our clients went to other people, and it was only the tried and true, the OGs that stayed with us. Everybody else went to someone else. They got a haircut from them. They loved the haircut. They stayed. I'm okay with that, but it ruined our business. It took our paychecks and made them half. It ruined everything. And we tried for 4 years until we couldn't try anymore. I mean, when you're working a full-time job and you're bringing in less than a part-time paycheck, there's a problem. I've been doing this for all my life. That part-time paycheck, that's usually a day. So I had to leave. I left before the shop closed just so I could take my clients and move to somewhere else. I moved closer to where I live, and I haven't worked a day in my life until I went to work for this company, and that's no joke. I won't disclose the name of the company, but it's a franchise. Can't stand it. I did franchises in my early 20s when I first got into the business. That's why I got out of it. They're only worried about your money. They're only worried about their money. So they want your money, my money, everybody's money. And screw that. Screw that. I'm sick of giving away my freaking money to everybody. For what? They want me to charge $10 for a beard trim. $10 just to go around the edges. That's over top of a haircut. Some of these men are paying $50 for a haircut, and I know. That's about the average. A year ago, I was charging you $20 for a fade, a beard trim, whatever else you needed, as far as like a shampoo. Maybe I added $2 for that. $22 for a shampoo, a beard trim. Shoot, I even gave you a neck shave with a razor. Like, yeah, and skinned your head. And for $22, they're charging $50. And how the hell are we affording this? How are these men affording this? We are busy because it's a franchise. I really believe that people need to think about like the small businesses in your town, because there's some really good stylists and barbers and amongst other different, businesses. But maybe we should think about sticking with them instead of going to the franchises and paying that $50 for a haircut that you could get for $20 from Sally, who's going to probably give you a better conversation and a better haircut than doing it by the book of like a franchise would tell them to do. Because the thing with the franchises is that we're being told, the barbers, the cosmetologists are being told how to do your job by people who don't even do the job. How is that? Oh, it's a formula. It works like this. Yeah, okay. Tolliver, I'm sorry. Dystonia. I'm a medical assistant and I should know that. Dystonia. That is a Latin word for dystonia. I'm sorry to hear that. Is it painful? Because nobody wants to be in pain. Just neck spasms. That's bad enough. And then, of course, you have to take medication, right? To control the neck spasms. Thank you, Kelly. Maybe we should change the name, right? Coffee in Class. People would probably, who knows what they would do with that. A movement disorder. So you can't move the way that you used to be able to move, but you can still get up and walk and do things. It's just not as easy. Free haircuts are always grand, as long as they're done by a professional. Don't let somebody talk you into doing your hair if they are not trained. I'm glad you're not in pain, Tolliver. You get Botox in the back of your neck to help you with the pain. That's amazing. Is it loosen it up? Leans backwards. So it loosens it up to come forward. I'm sorry to hear that. Was that genetic? Is that something that's genetic? And you said it came out of the blue. Did you know that it might happen? Happy birthday. We're going to have to cut this short. This is it. We've got 1 minute to go, everyone. It's about that time. Hair videos could be really interesting. Yes, they could. I see that my coloring videos are good, but I don't do coloring videos anymore. And I can't really do videos at my job. So we'll have to see about that one. But thank you, everyone, for tuning into my Fab Chaos and my live stream this evening. I appreciate all the conversation and everyone who stopped in. Everyone, have a good night. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Jay, Amanda, Jana. I appreciate all of you. Tolliver, Kimmy, my little sweetheart. Tina, thank you. Amanda. I've got so many of you here, and I hope that you plan to join me next Wednesday. It's really fun. Good night, Jana. Good night, Amanda. Everyone, sweet dreams, and have a blessed evening, okay? I will see you soon, and everyone, enjoy.